how we can design the form options, and all important form elements and their attributes, how to present a form. Now, after understanding the basic forms, working with the forms, now few more important elements we need to know in our HTML, right? Yeah, already detailedly we discussed about other elements and how do we deal with those elements. Now, another important few more elements we need to learn and discuss in HTML. So we have means how we can handle multimedia in HTML. Multimedia in HTML contains so many things. That means multimedia means animations and effects, how we can manage. Multimedia includes audio and video. Dealing with audio and video. Technically, multimedia is about handling audio and video in HTML. Generally, you can embed audio and video content into HTML. Technically, embed audio and video content into HTML. So HTML can present animations. That means HTML can present animations. HTML can present animations. So for that, we have a lot of options. That means animations. We have options like sliding animation, sliding and scrolling animation, scrolling contents, audio and video contents, etc. So technically, multimedia is all about presenting the animations and effects, right? Now, for that we have some elements. How do we work with the elements? So HTML provides several elements to handle multimedia. Yeah. So in that we have options like marquee, we have like embed, we have like audio, we have like video. These are the major options for using multimedia. Actually, when we are dealing with multimedia, one of the major problem you will face is every browser will not support the same. Every browser will not support the same. So actually, browsers have compatibility issues. We need extra plugins for multimedia and audio video. So we will learn what is the best way of presentation, what is the best way of using them, right? Let's see. First, what is marquee and how do we deal with the marquee? We will see. Technically, first, what is marquee and how do we deal with the marquee? Right. Actually, marquee is one option, And marquee, it is used for defining scrolling and sliding animation for content. You can define scrolling and sliding animation for content. Marquee is a container. Marquee is a container for the content with the following attributes. So what are the attributes? Let's see how we can use and how do we work with the attributes. So marquee is used for animations, scrolling and sliding content. What are the attributes? You will see. So technically, if you just keep a marquee, then it will have some scrolling and sliding information. Suppose here we have the marquee. I am adding some marquee .html. So let's design a simple HTML page here. So doc type HTML and HTML, yeah, and head, title, some marquee. So here we have the body, and in the body section we have some content. At the top I'm adding a div, and here we have a marquee. In the marquee we are displaying some content. Suppose we say some Amazon sale from 7th to 15 August, like this. So some 50%, 60% off on all products, something like this. Some message is there. So this is the content. So we will just keep this as a superscript SUP, that is for superscript, and this is also for SUP for superscript, right? And here we are displaying this content, and see, once you see the marquee, when you put any content inside the marquee, then it will contain an animation, the scrolling and sliding animations. Marquee contains some sliding and scrolling animation, and you can see some sliding titles will come onto this marquee. So that is the sliding and animation. You can keep it for, we can keep it with a lot of effects. That means you can use for images, you can use for text, any kind of content can be inside that marquee. That means suppose we have image, img, including image, src, source, images. So we have some image, some shirt.jpg, and the width is 50 and height also 50. So beside it, one more image, we are keeping an image source. So we have images, some shoe.jpg. So width is 50 and height is 50. So we are adding images. IMG and SRC and images. So some jeans or speaker. So width is 50 and height as 50, something like this. Now we have some pictures in that. Then you can see along with the pictures, we can have some text. that is images, text, everything you can keep inside it. Technically, so anything you put inside that marquee, it will be scrolling. It will be scrolling. Marquee provides some important attributes. So for making the presentation more better, right? And what are the attributes for presenting better? Is so marquee attributes. So it has some important attributes here. One is attributes for marquee, commonly used attributes for marquee. Attribute and description, let's see. And important attribute for marquee. What's the attribute required for marquee is? So one is, first option is marquee have scroll amount. Scroll amount actually it defines scroll amount. So it defines the marquee scrolling speed. It defines the marquee scrolling speed. It defines the marquee scrolling speed. So it can be between 1 to 100. Marquee scrolling speed, which you can define between 1 to 100. So that is the marquee option here. The scroll amount for the marquee, and that is the scroll amount for the marquee. So you can set the scrolling speed. So for example, you can see here. So for the marquee, so we can add scroll amount. Scroll amount is equal to, suppose, 15. Now you can see the marquee scrolling speed is a little bit faster. It is faster. The scroll amount is faster. We want to reduce this little. That means I say 10. Then scroll amount is little slow. I'm making it some 5. The scroll is slow. You can control the scrolling speed of the marquee. So I say 10, then scrolling speed will increase. So the marquee scroll amount indicates the marquee scrolling speed. You can define the scrolling speed. Next option is loop. Loop actually it specifies the number of times marquee content can display. It specifies the number of times marquee content can display. How many number of times the marquee content can display. So that is loop. That means if I define here option like loop is equal to 3, then you can see that. So it is coming for the first time, and it is for the second time, and after that the third time. After the third time, so then it will not be anymore. That means it is coming 3 times, and after the third time marquee will not be there. It will not come anymore. That means the number of times the marquee have to scroll and appear in your page, that you can define. So by using loop. So whenever the page loads, it will come for 3 times. You can control, pause the marquee, resume the marquee, but all that requires generally the concept of JavaScript to use. In JavaScript, you will see how to manipulate it dynamically. Here in the attributes, one is scroll amount, another one is loop. We have direction. Marquee direction, it specifies the scrolling direction. scrolling direction. So left, right, up or down. So we have different scrolling directions. By default, you can see the direction here. The marquee direction is left. I will set marquee direction as right. Marquee direction as right. I will remove this loop now. Marquee direction as right. And you can see the marquee scrolling direction is in a different way. Previously it was towards left. Now it is direction is towards the right. Marquee direction is right. So we can define the direction. We can configure the direction. So we have direction left, we have direction right, we have direction up and down. So here suppose we are configuring an example for that, and we are defining an example. So this is an example, and here we are adding some additional loop. Loop is equal to some 2 or 3 times, that is. And you can keep any content inside. You can keep any content inside. It can be image, it can be some text. We have a combination of several things. Actually, we have image. This is one image. So we have another image, and we have some text. So we have some text. So this is the image actually. We have some text, and after the text, we have again some image. We can keep any. So only images, only text, and so this is how many number of times it have to loop, in which direction it has to scroll. The direction we can define, but important when you define direction, left, right, up, down directions, this very major option is like it depends on your content, how you keep your content. That means if I give up direction for this, it will not be good. So it will not be good for up direction for this. Generally, up direction is good for the content which is scrolling from bottom to top. That means if you vertically long, then you can give it. So for these contents, it is not good. For example, I will keep another div, and I will keep a marquee, and this div, so will have a style height as some 300 pixel, and it is having a width as 200 pixel. And in this, we are having some paragraph information. We are having some paragraph information, right? Let's put some paragraph information. So I'm adding some paragraphs here. So we are copying and adding some paragraphs here. Okay, let's put some paragraph information then. And this time, this is a paragraph defined inside the marquee. Okay. And the marquee is scrolling in this way. Now we can define marquee direction as up. Then it starts scrolling towards the up. The marquee direction is up. You can see it scrolls from bottom to top. It depends on your content, how you are configuring your content. If you give up direction for such contents like a bar horizontal contents, then it will not look good. So for the width, height, you adjust for this. You can see this is horizontal and vertical content here. So the scrolling directions, you can give up, you can give down, you can give left, you can give right, depending on the content, how you have your content. That is direction. Next important attribute is we can keep a BG color. So BG color sets a background color. It sets a background color for marquee area. For marquee area, it sets a background color for marquee area. So that means for the marquee area, we can put BG color, background color, some yellow. So that sets a background color for marquee area. So that gives a background color here for the marquee contents. You can keep a background color. So we can define even directly width and height also. We can directly define width and height. So this width and height specifies the width and height of marquee content. It specifies the width and height of marquee content. So that is the basic width and height of marquee content. So in order to handle the width and height of marquee content, we have to use this. You can directly put width height. Actually, we given for div. So instead of for div, you can directly give for marquee. Suppose here marquee, so width is equal to some 500 here. So that means the marquee width is adjusted there. We are configuring the width only there, it will end. The marquee will end at 500. So you can adjust the width for the marquee. If you don't give the width, by default it will be 100%. It will scroll up to the end. You can see it is scrolling up to end. So it is complete page width. You can adjust the width. You can define that. So by using width height. Yeah. Next, another important attribute for marquee is behavior. Marquee behavior. Marquee behavior. It uses alternate behavior. It uses alternate as value to change from scrolling to sliding the content. From scrolling to sliding the content. Alternate behavior can be given for that. So you see here for the marquee I am giving. So we are not defining direction. Direction is removed. And you can see marquee is having like this. It is normal. And we are adding the option for the marquee behavior. Behavior is equal to alternate. Behavior is equal to alternate. Alternate behavior will make the content like this. That means it will keep the content sliding from left to right instead of scrolling. You can give one behavior for the marquee, that is alternate behavior for the marquee. So when you are displaying the contents,